My name is Danny Coone, and I am a retired state employee, retired from the Alabama State Troopers, and I worked for them for over 30 years. 12 years was flying. The last 12 years that I worked, I flew planes and helicopters, mostly helicopters, and I enjoyed the helicopters a lot more. I'm also a firearms instructor, so I do some firearms instructing for our retirees and the retirees that work here. I try to qualify them yearly, sometimes more than once a year when they need more training or want more training. As a pilot, I flew airplanes and helicopters. Enjoyed helicopters a lot more and flew a lot more in helicopters. I also flew for the governor's office. Whenever they had flights, I would fly for, and most of the time with the lieutenant governor. I flew with the lieutenant governor before she became the governor. But I flew with Chief Alfred Anderson, who was the chief pilot for the Tuskegee Airmen. He soloed me, as a matter of fact. I trained with him for a few hours. I was having some problems with landings, and he corrected all those problems very quickly. Realized that what he was doing was a lot different from what I was teaching or learning from everybody else. So I became a lot more proficient in a short period of time flying with him. He was an amazing person, and he made me feel like I was an amazing person. That was the amazing part about it, was the fact that he made me comfortable enough to do what I needed to do and learn what I needed to learn. And he always had this knack for making you feel like you were better than you were. He always had a knack of making you feel superior. He always taught from a standpoint of, it was almost like you teaching him or him learning from you. And he always would say, this is Mr. Coone, he's an Alabama State Trooper. And he was the best pilot, or one of the best pilots in the world. You know, he had more flight hours than just about anybody in the world. And he was always gracious, but he made it feel like, made you feel like you were significant, even though I was just learning to fly. I wanted to be a pilot for several years, and then they started a program with clocking vehicles from the air. It was aerial speed enforcement is what they called it. And a lot of southern states did that. A lot of states did that. And Alabama pitched in or caught on, and they started doing things with aviation, doing speed enforcement with aviation. So I got into that program, and that's what made me know that I wanted to be a pilot as well, and do more than just clock cars, but I wanted to fly as well. Pilot is a great job. I would suggest that for anyone who's interested in doing it. You have to have some dedicated time. You have to be able to dedicate your time and your service, and you have to be able to learn the things that you need to learn. A lot of it is mathematical. The things that they talk to you in numbers. Air traffic control talks to you in numbers. They give you an altitude to fly, a heading, and a speed. The challenge for me in aviation was just learning to land, to land an airplane. And the helicopter, the change from airplanes to helicopters it's pretty significant. There's a pretty significant difference because they fly for different reasons, and you have to control them in different ways, and try to and get to where you want to go. A lot of the things that I've learned here, I wish I had known sooner. A lot of the things that I've learned in the hearings, I wish I had known sooner when I was working in law enforcement. I started out as in highway patrol. So and that's basically the starting point for any kind of law enforcement. You start out patrolling, and I wish I had known the things that I've learned since I've been here when I was patrolling.